There's something that the rich and famous in Dubai have in common with Charles Foster Kane. You know what it is? They've all discovered, or rather subconsciously fear, that success and wealth cannot buy them the one thing they truly want. I'm Miklos Vespremi, and after a year of working with some of the world's most successful people as a BCG consultant in Dubai, I've noticed something fascinating about luxury that most people completely miss. And it hit me last week on an Emirates flight, and it perfectly connects to one of the most famous movies ever made and the longest running studies on psychology. So let me take you back to 1941 when Orson Welles created Citizen Kane, some argue the greatest film ever made. It tells the story of Charles Foster Kane, a newspaper tycoon who dies alone in his massive estate, Xanadu. In his final moments, surrounded by priceless treasures and unprecedented wealth, he whispers one word: Rosebud. Throughout the entire film, reporters try to uncover what this mysterious word means, only to discover at the very end that it's the name of his childhood sled, his last connection to a time of simple happiness before wealth and power consumed his life. Now, this truth about human nature isn't just Hollywood wisdom. It's actually been proven by one of the most comprehensive studies ever conducted, the Harvard Study of Adult Development. Starting in 1938, researchers began tracking 268 Harvard sophomores, following their lives through triumphs and failures, wealth and poverty, for over 80 years. And the most striking discovery was that the single greatest predictor of happiness and longevity was not wealth, achievement, or even genes. It was the quality of their relationships and their sense of community, feeling at home, familiarity. Here in Dubai, I see this reality play out every day. In a city famous for its luxury and excess, where people have access to everything money can buy and more. The way that the best establishments and experiences distinguish themselves is by creating that experience of home, of familiarity, of a personal rosebud. I see this as at places like the Arts Club. What keeps me coming back isn't the exclusive atmosphere or the premium amenities. It's that the staff know my name and make me feel at home. It's become a second living room in Dubai. And I hear similar stories from the regulars of, for example, the Stadtpalace and other fabled establishments. And this was highlighted again during my recent Emirates flight. When boarding, I shared with the flight attendants how my mother used to be one herself, telling them how she always said that for the business class passengers, you had to memorize their names because otherwise they would become cranky. Well, the first class passengers and the economy passengers were much more easygoing, either way above behaving so spoilt or way below. And 6 hours later, the head flight attendant came back to me and he remembered this story and made a joke about it. And it wasn't so much the way that he came back, but rather his delivery. It was a moment of genuine human connection, which is the real luxury. Now, of course, I know that that moment of warmth was as much genuine feeling as it was masterful technique. He, of course, was one of a select subset of elite service personnel that had gone through some masterful training. But, after all, Chopin also used to spend hours and hours at the piano, not practicing his technique, but rather getting those slight nuances just right to make his performances so magical. Now, as a consultant, I have started to increasingly think about this in my interactions with clients and colleagues every day. And some of my colleagues are extraordinary at this. Because the fascinating thing is that creating these experiences of familiarity and warmth costs nothing. It's not about expensive training programs or luxury amenities. It's about an attention to detail and genuine care for the other person. It's about anticipating needs before they arise and maintaining that slightly higher level of awareness of what is going on in other people's lives. This observation feels particularly relevant in Dubai because I keep having these conversations, especially with my female friends, about a profound loneliness they feel in this city. It's ironic. People here have resources and opportunities beyond their wildest dreams. But many still lack that essential warmth of human connection, their rosebud. My personal experience has been quite different. I found that Dubai is one of the most friendly, most open places I've ever lived in. My social life has exploded since moving here, and I've built friendships of a depth that I never even thought were possible. Now, maybe I'm still in a honeymoon phase, and perhaps loneliness will catch up with me too. Time will tell. But here's one thing that I did learn. We all have that opportunity to create that feeling of home for others. By giving them that little extra something that creates warmth and human connection, we are giving what in other contexts is the pinnacle of luxury. What do you think? Have you experienced this paradox of luxury in your own life? Whether it is in actual luxury establishments or in some everyday moment? Well, let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you found this perspective interesting, consider subscribing for more insights about life, luxury, and aesthetic transformation in Dubai and the world. Thank you.